back to see.
Man,
You supposed to be mad at this. That nigga gonna have $1,000
everybody in Texas know what the play is. If you rapping, you celebrity. If you like the strip club, you like to do this, you check in with them, they bringing them bad dice on you. Why you think they Duke the Judah, they really couldn't get him? That's why they had.
By locking himself into a federal plea deal that, according to the streets, could drag Jay Prince and his feared dice squad straight into the crosshairs, Boosie Badass just rattled the entire culture. Rappers been tangled in those high-stakes dice table for years, but if the whispers are real, this ain't no small-time gun case anymore. The craziest part? The same feds who've been peeling back the layers on Duke the Jeweler's death and the shady dice runs leading up to it are now circling every single name tied to those nights. And that list ain't short, Boosie included. With him signing on the dotted line, everybody got the same burning question. Is Boosie cutting a deal just to save his own hide, or is he ready to drop names that could blow up one of the most feared networks in hip-hop? Jay Prince, who's been accused for years of running Houston's check-in pipeline, might finally face a kind of pressure you can't finesse your way out of, if even half these street rumors hold water. Worldwide, folks are already speculating Boosie threw some mob connections into the mix to shield himself. But truth is, that dice game where Duke lost his life, that's the domino that set this whole mess toppling. Everybody's heard of them so-called friendly dice runs where the house always walks away grinning if you've been around Houston long enough. Dice been a staple in underground circle forever, but the one stamped with Jay Prince Jr.'s name, that's a whole different universe. This ain't no casual basement gamble. These sessions are invite only, stacked with heavy bankrolls, and enforced by a check-in system that guarantees the house knows every face in the room. Word on the pavement says there's always a catch. Once rappers and big money players get lured into the spot, drinks flowing, cash stacked to the ceiling, it's all by design. The mob ties crew.
Everybody in Texas know what the play is. If you rapping, you celebrity. If you like the strip club, you like to do this, you check in with them, they bringing them bad dice on you. Why you think they Duke the Judah, they really couldn't get him? That's why they had, come on, homie.
At the dice roll, and the script plays out like it always does. Even Charleston White tried to shine light on it, but most folks brushed it off, until now. Insiders say this whole operation runs like clockwork. The dice games, they aren't some street corner setup. Word is the mob ties keep 3 men in rotation. One rolls, one holds, one swaps. Every angle's covered. The dice aren't clean either. They are shaved, weighted, prepped to bend odds the way they want. Simple rule, the house always wins. Jay Prince Jr. allegedly collects around 30% off the top, while everyone else walks out lighter than they came. But that night, the formula broke. Duke somehow touched dice that weren't supposed to land in his hands. Suddenly his stacking, thousands, then tens of thousands, till his touching nearly $100,000. And the cameras caught it. Smiles faded, whispers spread, and the air shifted heavy because nobody's supposed to flip the system like that. Minutes later, Duke walks alone toward his ride. No team, no security, just him. Then the shots. Quick, clean, and Duke's gone before anyone can react. His jewelry untouched, money still on him. This wasn't robbery. This was order being restored. Duke the Jeweler wasn't just a random face. He had a client list worth millions, a flawless reputation, and pieces every rapper wanted. He was Chicago's most respected jeweler, a fixture in hip-hop circles. Boosie had only brought him to Houston for business. Boosie left with Duke's bag, later saying Duke asked him to hold it during the game, but nothing is ever that clean. Federal agents claim they got text, footage, and witnesses tying Boosie's people to Duke's final hours. His phone's last ping? Right near Boosie's studio, before going dark forever. And that Louis Vuitton bag? It ain't just luggage. It might be the thread pulling this whole case apart. No surprise Boosie's name surfaced in federal records. That's when his situation went from shaky to dangerous. Prosecutors kept Duke's murder probe separate from Boosie's gun case. That's not sloppy, it's strategy. By isolating it, the feds gain leverage. Offer leniency on one side, demand information on the other. And Boosie's circle? Already messy. The feds know once one voice cracks, the timeline unravels. Stories shift. Deals get cut. That's why people think Boosie's plea isn't about survival in a 2023 gun case. It's about bigger names. Because only two figures really matter here, J. Prince Jr. and the man who built the empire, J. Prince. Jr. already tied to 2 dice games ending in blood. First, Juke the jeweler, dead hours after leaving. Then Takeoff, murdered in front of the world at another. Same setup, different nights, same deadly result. And now, even voices inside hip-hop are calling it out. Whack 100 straight up accused J. Prince Jr. without flinching of running risky setups, dragging famous rappers into games they could never win unless the house decided to let him. Charleston White? He didn't hold back. He straight up called them night traps. Rigged dice, strict control, and a deadly warning. One wrong roll, one unexpected win, and suddenly you're in the crosshairs before you even touch your cash. That's the system. Power runs deep. Trust barely exists. And don't get it twisted. This isn't just about the streets. Behind the scenes, Houston's infamous check-in culture is shifting too. J. Prince Sr. swears there's no official rule to check in, but insiders say the pressure still lingers, just quieter, handled through Junior-S network. Even some of the boldest names in hip-hop are ducking Houston altogether. Skipping shows, skipping appearances. After 2 high-profile deaths tied to dice games, nobody's trying to be the next casualty. But here's the kicker. It ain't just about fear of bullets. It's the politics. Who you stand next to matters. One night, one wrong move, and your alliances define your future. Look at Finesse 2 Tims. He went from beefing openly with J. Prince Jr. to accusing him of financial games and dropping hints about shady disrespect. Then rumors of a baby mama scandal hit. And suddenly, Jr. was bleeding support faster than he could repair it. And it wasn't just rappers watching. Record XX started sending quiet warnings. Stay away from those dice games. Too much controversy, too much blood, too much heat. That's why if Boosie really starts talking, naming names, it won't just rattle Houston. It could rock the entire rap industry. Because here's what most people don't see. The FBI, DA, ATF, and even IC already teamed up with Houston PD in sweeping federal operations. They weren't targeting small-time shooters. They were dismantling entire organizations, street soldiers, money men, middle players, all in one strike. And if the feds decide mob ties is next on that blueprint, every favor, every handshake, every late-night dice game suddenly becomes evidence. One leaked video, just one, showing who rolled, who held the bag, or who approved the play. That could be enough to shut it all down. And that's where Boosie's danger spikes. Because cooperation with the feds doesn't just mean protection. It paints a target. The moment the streets believe you're siding with the opposition, whispers turn into threats. And in this world, snitch or not, your name being in the mix is dangerous enough. If you felt this breakdown, smash that like button and share, because this story is far from over.